What's up, guys? I'm GamerMDD3, and I'm here with an awesome exclusive called Dragon Age: The Last Court. This is linked to the Dragon Age Keep, but I'm here to just show you a sneak peek into it, to show you what it is, how it works, all that good stuff. Now, I am going to be avoiding some spoilers so that you guys could go into this pretty fresh, but I do want to show you a little bit of how it works so that you guys understand the mechanics of this type of game, because this is a game. It's not like the Keep. The Last Court is a story-driven digital card game. If you guys have played RPG board games that are based off of a card system as well as a point system, it's not completely just cards. You'll see in a second here, but a lot of the actions that you do are based off of cards that you draw, but there's more to it. Just playing it gets you to understand it. So it's not a difficult. The mechanics aren't difficult to learn. So this is going to be part of the Keep. This is based off of a browser. So it's not, you don't have to download it or anything like that. It's just a browser. It's on the internet. You will be able to access it on anything that has the internet on it. So this footage is actually taken off of my iPad mini. I wanted to show you guys the iPad version, so you could see how it runs, because I personally prefer using the Keep and Last Court on the iPad. I think it runs perfect. I love the way that it feels. You get to choose between two classes, either the Huntress or the Scholar. The male is a Scholar, the female is the Huntress. I have been playing the Scholar. Now, since this is taking place in Orlais, I believe this word is most likely pronounced in French, and I believe it is Serault. It is very story driven. You are reading this story. On the side, you have your point values, or they're very similar to stats in RPG games. So this shouldn't be too foreign to you guys. Each of the stats do something different, and you do start adding different categories. I'll show you in a little bit that have point values depending on the type of ruler you are and the personality you have. Your quests or your circumstances, a story, and then at the end you have any resources that you've gained through doing quests, any followers that you have. Followers, these people could add more value to your point systems. Like if you take a counselor or something like that, you recruit a counselor, he could add maybe like +5 to your cunning, or +5 to your scholarship, whatever. And then you start getting the first decisions that will actually affect your point values and add more categories so that you know what to keep high and what to keep low. You can choose one starting advantage for Serault. Be careful, if any two of these ever fall to 0, the game is over. What you value the most, I guess. So there's freedom or prosperity, and there is dignity, but I can't, it's closed to me, it's locked to me because that's only for the Huntress. So the only one for the one that's restricted to the Scholar is freedom. So if you were the Huntress, you wouldn't get that one. You wouldn't have the opportunity to choose that one. Freedom or prosperity, and I chose freedom. So these are the new stats that are now added to your profile, which are freedom, dignity, and prosperity. And you have a number system for that as well. If they ever go down to 0, that's it. Like you failed. This one, you choose your realm's greatest weakness. So for this, you have to be careful. If any of them rise to 75, the realm will suffer. So your weakness can never go over 75, and your value or your advantage can never go down to 0. Twilight, be wary of bad things. Peril, be wary of bad people. And rumors of revolution, be wary of your subjects. I chose Peril. I've chosen rumors of revolution, but I chose Peril this time around. So now these 3 things are added to your point value system. If you look over to the left, you now not only have your personal stats, but you also have the stats of your realm. So since I chose Peril as my weakness, that's why it's the highest one, because that's the one that I have to focus on the most, because it's our weakness. Now that you guys have a good idea of the stat system and all that, and your character, how you create your character, I'm going to go a little bit into a quest. This is already into the game. I'm already not far into it. It's still kind of in the beginning. But as you could see, I've already gained a few resources. I have a counselor, and some of my stats have been affected as well by some things that I've done. So this is the occurrence, a miraculous opportunity. The message is from the divine Justinia herself, fifth of her name, exalted servant of the Maker, supreme ruler of the Chantry. She is traveling to a peace summit, and her great progress will bring her to Serault. We are eager to see, the letter reads, whether Serault has redeemed her ancient shame. This is your chance to restore your realm's fortunes. You will hold the greatest feast in 100 years. You must win the divine's favor. Serault won't have a chance like this again. Which approach do you prefer? So this is exactly how the game works. It presents an issue, or it presents a situation, and you decide depending on the options they give you here. So, but in this case, you could choose pretty much any option, because it all says they all have go, go, go. So the way of the hand, you will impress the divine with Serault's lavish hospitality. To begin with, you must gather 3 viands, and I believe this has to do with hunting, which I haven't done any of, so I have to do the hunting first. So I'm just going to not do that right now. The next one, the way of the whisper. You will learn the divine secrets. She will favor Serault whether she wants to or not. To begin with, you must gather 3 secrets. So these are resources. You need to get 3 secrets in order to accomplish this, or 3 viands in order to accomplish that first one. And the last one is the way of the heart. Serault's pride and her glory will win the divine's favor. To begin with, you must gather 3 trophies. Now, I already have 1 trophy, so this is probably going to be the easiest for me to complete. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one, because I already have 1 trophy. So each occurrence sets off other little occurrences. So this is all leading up to market day. The divine is coming each market day. You will receive a draw of special cards. Market day comes every 24 hours. Each market day, an exceptionally rewarding event will occur. Draw the deck to receive new market day cards. So see, the overall story quest is preparing for the divine. I've got 1 trophy. I need 2 more to actually complete this. So now this main story quest branches off into little side quests where it will allow me to gain what I need. So by starting this quest, it says it is market day. Your next draw from the deck will include rare cards. An occurrence, your market day left, your market day's left quality is now 7. You've gained 2 authority, which is cool. Because that is a resource. I have 1 authority right now. I now have 3, and you spend this almost like cash. Like I'm going to spend 2 authority or 3 authority, depending on whatever the decision is, where it says you need 3 authority to do this. Then that's when you use it. And now, and I also have 7 bags of royals. That's also going to be another. That's also another resource. So here's the card system. You have your pin cards, which these cards stay there. They don't change. They have different quests within them, but they're the same type of card. Now, if you want different cards, like you're constantly drawing different cards, you draw cards up here in your hand in order to play them, to get more variety in the types of quests that you get, because they're not just based off of one category that never changes. Like, for example, just go hunting. So I'm going to show you what these pin cards do. This one right here, you gather resources, exercise your power, impose taxes, stamp your authority on your realm, and summon the people you want to talk to. So one of your options is to sit in judgment, deal with the small, vital matters that keep your realm functioning. You will gain authority, which is a resource, which you'll sometimes need to push events your way. Higher dignity may give you more authority. Now, dignity is a stat. So if you fail, you'll gain authority but lose dignity. So you'll gain authority, you'll gain those little icons, you'll gain that resource, but you'll lose some points in your dignity stat, which is not good. See right here it says a tough challenge. That's what I was talking about, risks, and that's based off of your stats. Depending on how high specific stats are, some of these decisions are going to be more risky. There's different values. There's a tough. Some of them are almost impossible. Some of them are you have a good chance of doing it. And you click on it and you see it gives you a percentage of how risky it is. 40% chance of actually accomplishing it and not failing it. But I also lose 20 dignity. My dignity is at 28. So if I lose 20, I'm going to have 8 dignity. And I can't have any of these stats dropping to 0. So I don't want to risk this. Spend prosperity to gain bags of royals. The higher your prosperity, the more you may gain. This is a tough challenge. So you would spend 30 prosperity in order to do this choice, and I have 40 prosperity. I don't know if I want to do that. But you could gain bags of royals if you accomplish this. Or there's restore health. You send for the physician, spend a bag of royals, and you regain a little health. I have 90. I lost just 10 health already before this, so that's not bad. I think my best choice is to summon someone. So use one authority. Summon a subject. Who will you send for? So there's a variety of people that I could send for. Now, I was thinking in this case, I was thinking of my companions or the people that you could add to your either you could have a counselor, a lover, or a bodyguard, or something else. But I wanted a bodyguard. I was like, man, I should get myself a bodyguard. Maybe one of these people, I could use them for that, maybe. So I ended up going for the kindly knight, because I was like, okay, well, he's a knight. He could probably be a bodyguard. And if you look over here, it says, of them all, he is the most biddable. So you don't have to spend one authority to get him. Oh, hello, my lord. How may I be of assistance? It almost seems like he's retired and now he's more of a scholar than a knight. So it says you could buy. So it says he's a pious man, a donor to the abbey of the bands, a loyal vassal. Though his peers mutter that he's too gentle with the peasantry. He hasn't been the same since the death of his wife. So poor guy, he probably isn't going to be the strongest supporter, or at least the type of person that I wanted. Spend bags of royals to try and gain a favor from the kindly knight. See these choices right here that are locked? I can't choose these choices because I do not have a favor from the knight. So in order to get these available to me, I need to gain a favor from the knight first. You could ask him to become your counselor, but I that's locked to me because you need 2 favors from the kindly knight before you could ask him to become your counselor. I already have a counselor right now, but he is actually a better counselor because he adds 20 to your scholarship status. He's a lot better than my counselor that I have right now, because I believe the counselor that I have right now only adds +5. So what I ended up choosing was consult his expertise so that I could try to gain clues. Looking back on it, I should have clicked on the first one that I could get a favor from the knight, but clues are useful to have for a big variety of quests. The favor from the knight is very specific. It's a very specific thing to have for a specific quest or a specific thing that you want him for. Like, for example, if you want to make him your counselor, then yeah, that you would do that. But to gain clues, that already, it widens your opportunities if you get clues. I gained 7 clues. I have 8 clues now. That's not bad. I'm not gonna go into the deck because there are some spoilers there right now, but I do want to click on the deck. If you click on the deck, see you get these 3 cards. So see how each card has the name of the quest, depending on who you choose, that's what it's going to be tied to. It's going to be tied to the bard, or it's going to be tied to this chantry person, or it's going to be tied to this lady, which I think is a dowager. But I'm not going to click on it because it has some spoilers. Each time you draw a card, each time you play a card, that's an action. You have 20 actions. Each time you click on that card, that's already an action used. Every 20 minutes, you'll gain that action back. So if you run out of actions, you can't do anything until 20 minutes pass. Here's an interesting card I will leave you on. I will leave you hanging just to show you that they do get pretty interesting. They do, like, they're not all like, oh, this is kind of boring or whatever. Or like, I don't want to freaking, like, there was one where I was like, I have to like look for, because Serault focuses a lot on glass work, and there was a really cool one though, but I'm not going to go into that one. But some of these are really cool where you're like, oh. So yeah, there are some that are kind of tedious where you're just like having to investigate some thieves, or like having to find out what happened to the merchant that was carrying some of your stuff to make glasswork because the glasswork broke or whatever. So you have to investigate little things like that. But it makes it very realistic. So the Chateau Chantry sealed these 3 generations as punishment for the shame's excesses. The divine may choose to unseal it if she's very impressed. Or you could enter if you dare. This is unwise and may have lasting repercussions. So let's go and do it. You could bypass the triple lock. Now you could always go down here where it says perhaps not. You could always just say, you know what, I'm not going to do this quest. I'm going to maybe save it for later, or I'm not going to do it right now. So you could always just back out. And remember, I'm breaking into the chantry. The door gapes. You slip along corridors whitened by moonlight. Stained glass ancestors observe you sorrowfully. You settle to work at the lock with oil and a selection of tools. Slow progress. By the end of the first night, you have barely defeated the first lock. The one is relatively simple, but its stiffness almost defeats you. On the second night, you bring a page from a Tavine book on the topic. It has useful diagrams, although they're hard to make out in the moonlight. An hour passes, another. You grit your teeth, and finally the lock clicks open. The third night, your attendants have noticed you yawning during the days. This is undignified. They must not know the truth. You fiddle with the lock, but its complexities defeat you. The first was strong, the second subtle, but this one looks like dwarf work. Eventually, in a fit of temper, you bash it with a hammer. The sound echoes away into the soft shadowed night. The lock drops into your hand. A tremor, a susurration rises from the chateau cellars. The vestibule vibrates. With a sharp crack, the stained glass Andraste scene opposite the door fractures neatly across the middle. The tremor subsides. All is quiet again. The lock plate will hide the evidence of your tampering, and the latch will hold it shut. But you may enter at your leisure. I actually did it. I did not fail. I got into the chantry. So let's keep going. I gained 5 twilight. Remember, I do not want to raise this, but since I am a sneaky bastard, I am going forward. I am raising twilight by 5. I currently have it at 16. You do not want to raise it up to 75. That's not good. The sealed chantry is more chapel than cathedral, but it's the size of most barns. A gorgeous space of white marble, pillars inlaid with malachite. Andraste stands in pride of place, 3 times the height of a man, watching you with a compassion in her stony eyes. In her left hand she carries a bow. Perhaps you expected dust, desolation, spiders' webs. But the room is well kept and softly lit. The floor is clean, the pews are clear of debris. A shaft of light from the glass of the roof lantern illuminates the statue, and beeswax candles stand unlit. Who has been here? How did they pass the locked door? No footprints on the well-swept floor. The door to the robing chambers is more than locked. It's wedged in a place by decades of rust. No clue to who has been here. Doves coo in the chateau cots 2 floors up. All else is silence. You prowl that soft and polished space. What else is there of interest? No journals, no mysterious stains. Andraste's face is bare. But the bow is a symbol of the heterodox. cult of masked Andraste. In the cabinet beside the statue, you find a substantial collection of priestly regalia. Very substantial indeed. So now I've gained 2 more Twilight. It's going up slowly, but it's going up. Now I have a total of 18 Twilight. So you could keep searching, or you could just, sell the regalia. Let's keep searching. You exhaust your search and sit on the steps before the statue to ponder. Behind the statue, a readable bears the inevitable panel series showing the prophethood martyrdom of Andraste. Your brow furrows. So I'm gonna end it there. Like I said, it does get really interesting where you're just like, oh my god, I gotta keep doing this. So your actions do have consequences, and they also have rewards. So it's a pretty cool game. I really am liking it. Like I said, in the beginning I was kind of like a little bored with it. It picks up really fast though. This game is very much a role-playing game in a more classical way of role-playing, where it has a lot of reading, actions, point value systems, no dice, but there is an element of chance there. You don't have to roll, but you do have percentages of chance depending on your stats. So it's very, very similar to RPG board games. So that's a sneak peek into what Last Court is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Lady Insanity, Ability Drain, and Scottish Warrior 92 are making a video of this as well. I don't know what theirs is going to be focusing on. So I'm sure one of them is going to be doing the Huntress. So if you want to see how the Huntress, the differences with the Huntress, go watch their videos. I'm sure one of them is going to do it. And they're probably going to be focusing on different quests, maybe showing off a different quest. The decisions you make do get recorded into the keep. This is most likely going to have an effect on Dragon Age Inquisition as well. Oh, and remember, when it comes to the Dragon Age keep, open beta has just launched on Wednesday. So yeah, you all can now access the beautiful keep and have fun with it. But again, Last Court is closed. It's not open to the public right now, but the keep is. Pretty much it. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this sneak peek that I gave you to Last Court. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.